Hello, welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth, and thank you so much for joining me for today's show. Hope everyone has had a great week so far and looking forward to a nice and relaxing weekend. Well, today we continue on in Matthew chapter 18. Today we're going to look at verses 23 through 25, and they correspond to the verses that we read yesterday, which were 21 and 22. So just to give a little background, in 21 and 22, Peter's asking Jesus how many times that we should forgive someone. Then he asks, should it be as many as 7 times? Or some translations say 7 times 70, etc. And of course the point is limitless forgiveness. And Jesus piggybacks on that by giving a parable, which is called the parable of the unmerciful servant. So we're going to cover the first 3 verses of that today, and we'll finish it off tomorrow. But again, verses today are Matthew chapter 18, verses 23 through 25, which say, "Therefore the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who wished to settle accounts with his servants. When he began the reckoning, one was brought to him who owed him 10,000 talents. And as he could not pay, his Lord ordered him to be sold with his wife and children and all that he had, and payment to be made." So since this is a parable, this is of course a fictional story. It's a story that Jesus is telling for emphasis to make a point. So in this case, the king is God. The servant is you and I. A talent is a coin that's equivalent to 6,000 denarii, or 20 years' wages. And this servant owed 10,000 talents, an astronomical sum. In those days, it's an amount of money that couldn't even be fathomed. It's like if you and I won a lottery for like $1.5 billion. Okay, that's how much. It's a ton of money. Absolutely ton of money. And of course, this is it's an exaggerated figure because Jesus is trying to prove a point. Because the parable it accentuates God's mercy. It shows the mercy of God in forgiving a debt that you and I owe. Because and it's impossible for us to pay. So what is this debt that you and I owe? Well, we're sinners. We've sinned against a righteous God. And there's nothing that we can do to get to heaven, right? Without the grace of God, it's impossible. And God forgives us. Jesus came, he died on the cross to pay a debt that we didn't owe. To pay a debt that he didn't owe, because we had a debt that we couldn't pay. So that's kind of the point here. And of course, we'll finish the parable tomorrow. But just think about that for a moment. Jesus loves us so much. He died on the cross for you and I. He died on the cross for you and I. What a great act of love and mercy. Brings me to tears. So I'm going to leave you with that thought today. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Daily Bible Podcast. Hope you all have a great day. Please visit my website, williamhemsworth.com, for blog posts and other links. God bless you, and we'll catch you here tomorrow. Take care.